This episode is brought to you by Kia's first 3-row all-electric SUV, the Kia EV9, with available all-wheel drive and seating for up to 7 adults, with a 0 to 60 speed that thrills you 1 minute, and available reclining lounge seats that unwind you the next. Visit kia.com/EV9 to learn more. Ask your Kia dealer for availability. No system, no matter how advanced, can compensate for all driver error and or driving conditions. Always drive safely.
Join me, 48 Hours correspondent Erin Moriarty, on my podcast, My Life of Crime, as I take on true crime investigations like no other. This season, I'm looking into the labyrinth of crime and secrets within families. I'm cutting straight to the evidence and talking to the people directly involved, including investigators and the families of victims. Listen to My Life of Crime with Erin Moriarty wherever you get your podcasts.
All right, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the TMossBoss Show. Then today's episode. So here's my thing, right? Here's my thing. I'm gonna stand on my 10 toes. I'm gonna stand on my business in this episode because, and even though it's none of my business, but at the same time, me as a wrestling fan, I feel that I have an opinion on some stuff, right? Now, I'm not trying to ruin anybody's day. I'm not trying to mess up anybody's job. I'm not trying to, none of that, all right? You know, I want the best for everybody. But at the same time, all right, when you have a wrestler that originally got fired from one company, all right, got hired on by a rival company, got into some backstage politics with that company, ended up getting fired from that company, why would anybody would want to take that man, knowing of his history, knowing of his past, knowing what he is capable of? Why would anybody want to hire that man? The funny thing is this, you know, being or more so watching AEW and listening to how MJF, how he goes about, you know, his persona and stuff as a wrestler. That's one thing that I'll say about MJF is that he is really good at convincing people that he is serious about what he's saying. Because I do feel like a part of him is within the MJF persona that we see on TV. You know, and because it's like, and the reason why I say that is because it ain't no different with me and the TMossBoss persona. What you guys get as the TMossBoss persona is what I truly feel. And the thing is this, I feel like that it's a little bit different because it's like with wrestling, you know, it's more of an entertainment factor that comes with wrestling, you know, like you're not being dead serious when it does come to wrestling, but at the same time, it's like you have to make that stuff sound authentic. You got to say and do things that hasn't been said and done before. And I feel that that's when I look at a wrestler, when they're doing something and they're gaining attention, MJF is that wrestler. Now, going back to CM Punk. Now, CM Punk, I do feel that he, in a way, you know, was doing, well, I mean, he was the originator. He was like, you know, the guy that was doing the pipe bombs, all that stuff, like saying how he truly felt and all that. But I felt that he was just being too real about it, you know, to where he was actually talking out his frustrations with WWE. The first time that he was with WWE. And when I, like, as a kid, you know, when you watch it, when you, like, seeing all that stuff go down, you're entertained because you're thinking along the lines, like, this is good. This is, you know, this is like I'm interested. I am invested. I want to see more of this. But then as you get older and then you realize, like, you know, that there's backstage politics even with WWE. The thing is this with backstage politics, and that's just something where it's like I feel that most jobs have this, where it's like you never act out in front of the customers. You know, like, that was something that was, like, it was something that I just knew by default, that you don't act out in front of the customers. And I can think of a time when a situation, you know, separate from me, like I got into it with one employee, but it never led down to where we was getting into it in front of customers and stuff. So, but anyways, the supervisor at the time that I was cool with, so it was her, and then it was a cashier that was, I don't know what that cashier situation was, but overall though, at the end of the day, the cashier, she had like some toxic traits about herself, I heard some things about her. Now, them things could be true, them things could be false, but at the end of the day, I had heard some things about her, and that's, where everybody else, you didn't see where everybody else was talking about everybody else. They were only talking about her. Now, when this cashier came into our cafe, she thought that she could run things. And that was something that myself and the supervisor, we wasn't with that. We wasn't with you thinking you could just run around and just be thinking you can run things. That's not going to happen. That's not going to work. You ain't going to tell me what to do, and you definitely ain't going to tell somebody in a much more higher position than you. You're not going to tell them what to do. Talk it on the supervisor. But she thought that she had that power. So there was a day where the supervisor, I can't remember if the supervisor had asked her to do something or if she asked the supervisor to do something, but regardless, a conflict had happened between both of them, all right, and they got into an argument. But it wasn't no backstage argument. No, this was like in front of customers argument. And so I I just remember a customer giving me this look like, what's going on? And I'm looking back at that customer, giving her the look. I do not know, but I know one thing for sure. I'm not going to get involved, all right? And the thing is this, because I had to say the reason why I wasn't going to get involved, because it wasn't my business to get involved, because it's one of those things where it's like, okay, let's say if I tell the supervisor, like, hey, don't even sweat it, just let it go, all that, then she going to be thinking that I'm, trying to get into it with her. Then I look at the cashier, and I tell her, it's like, hey, just don't sweat it, just let it go. Then she thinks, so it's one of those situations where it's a lose-lose situation for me, regardless of how I go into that situation. It's a lose-lose. Now, if it led to blows, then yeah, that's why I'm like, okay, I gotta step in between. I thought it was going to get to that point, but it didn't. It was a couple of times when I think the second time they didn't yell in front of customers, but yeah, that first time I remember they was yelling in front of customers and stuff, and it led into a situation where I was like, dang, bruh. I did not know that you guys was capable of doing that. Okay, so anyways, but no, that was the thing though, and that's the point that I was trying to make, is that was the mistake, was that, I mean, at the end of the day, customers, because it's like, yeah, I feel like, if you are a working person, that you ain't gonna get along with all of your employees and stuff, but it's just still weird to see that, in an environment where you're the customer and stuff, and then you're looking at the talents, you're looking at the workers, and then you see them actually going like head to head with one another. Now it's like there's that, and then there's like the fake going head to head with each other, where it's like you guys are just cracking jokes, and then that's the entertainment factor. That's what, like, what wrestling mainly is. But then there's that one time where you see them wrestlers actually fight with one another, saying some things to one another where it's like, I don't think that's what you guys should be saying to one another and things, but that's the, that's the case with, getting back to, talking on CM Punk, because my thing is this, if I kept going, I got distracted, and then next thing you know, I had to do this podcast episode all over again, so I'm like, let's transition back into CM Punk, alright? Now, for those that don't really remember the situation that happened with WWE when he left, he was saying some reckless stuff. Some stuff where it's like, okay, even if this is supposed to be fictional, I still feel that it's going too far. I think that was one of the things that he said, was that the day this company is going to reach its success is when you're no longer behind there. When you talking to Vince McMahon, he says something along the lines like, when you're either no longer behind it or you done passed, but he said something reckless. And that was something where I'm like, fam, you gonna have to relax. I'm like, okay, because that's like, okay, I guess if I could use a better example besides the example of like my old job and things, but like, okay, so let's say it's a movie set, right? And then there's these two actors, they're doing this scene where they're supposed to be arguing with one another, and then that's something where it's like, you'll hear about that, where it's like, where it's like, oh no, the actor was being truly authentic, was, really saying how they felt and all that stuff. And I guarantee and I promise you, that's making the other person uncomfortable. Now, how do you think, now I know people are going to be thinking along the lines, well, it's Vince McMahon. He could take that. He can handle that. You don't know what that man can take and handle. I'm saying you got somebody talking reckless to you. You got somebody saying some things that most likely he probably done thought of. Now, if he was okay with him saying that, then that is Vince McMahon. That is how he feels. That is that's just on him. All right. But if he did not feel comfortable with him saying that, then fam. My thing is this. Now, how would that make CM Punk feel if somebody were to say something along those lines with whatever situation that he's in? Because I'm pretty sure a lot of people, CM Punk included, you're going to be upset about some stuff like that. You're going to be mad at somebody talking crazy to you like that. So that's what I'm saying. It's like, if you have an issue with somebody, I think the best thing that you need to do is remain professional. Go about it behind the scenes. If stuff don't work behind the scenes, wait until your contract is over with. Go out, find another wrestling business. So then it's like, my thing is this. You can leave, right? Come back at a later time when things is different. People done left. Stuff has changed around a little bit. But no, CM Punk didn't do that. He said his frustrations out in the ring. He's most likely, and I guarantee and I promise you, if social media was really a thing, it kind of was. But I don't know. Maybe he did go on social media and say some stuff. But if he, and honestly, this is what I think is going to happen if CM Punk does come. But no, it's like he went about it in an unprofessional way. And if WWE were to hire him, he ain't gonna have like no top selling matches and all this other stuff. Yeah, they'll probably just hire him because they know that they're gonna get ticket sales. But he's most likely gonna be on the undercard. He's most likely going to be losing. He's most likely going to be in situations where that's not the CM Punk that we all grew up to watch. That wasn't the... Hold on, let me see, because I have his... let me open up his Wikipedia page real quick. Championships and accomplishments. Okay, hold on. Yeah, this ain't gonna be the two-time AEW Dynamite Awards, CM Punk that we seen in AEW. What about WWE? Yeah, this ain't gonna be the one-time ECW champion, three-time World Heavyweight champion, one-time World Tag Team champion, two-time WWE champion, one-time Intercontinental champion, two-time Money in the Bank winner, WWE Intercontinental Championship #1 Contenders Tournament 2008, Brisbane Cup. I never even heard of that. 19th Triple Crown champion. Oh, that's like winning all the different champions. 7-time Slammy Award winner. And yeah, then all these other different things, accolades that CM Punk. That's not going to be the CM Punk that we all going to see. We going to see retirement CM Punk. Because how old is CM Punk? He's like 42, 40, 41, 42. Let me see real quick. 45. Okay, I was way under. But anyways, yeah, but it's like we're not gonna get the CM Punk that we all once seen. We're probably gonna get, my thing is this, especially currently right now with WWE, where it's like you got Roman Reigns, the top dog, you got Seth Rollins, another top dog. I guarantee and I promise you, they'll probably have it where both Seth Rollins and I could see that happening, where it's be Seth Rollins and CM Punk. They both have like this crazy WWE championship match, but that's as far as it's gonna go. And I honestly truly believe that CM Punk would not win that championship. And then with Roman Reigns, I'm saying if they had it where LA Knight, the biggest wrestler in WWE right now, and probably in all of just wrestling right now, if they had it where LA Knight, okay, yeah, like I didn't feel like that was an authentic, yeah. When I do an LA Knight themed episode, I'll make the a little bit more authentic and stuff. But anyways, regardless, they had LA Knight, okay. What are some other big name wrestlers that they had lose to Roman Reigns? I'm saying Jey Uso. They're probably gonna do it. Did Jimmy? I don't think Jimmy never did go up against Roman Reigns. That actually would be a good match. I would pay to go see that match and things. But anyways, I'm saying, yeah, you got all these wrestlers where they went up against Roman Reigns, his own family, his own bloodline. I guarantee and I promise you this. They will have Paul Heyman win a match against Roman Reigns before they let CM Punk win a match against Roman Reigns. That's how I truly feel. Because I just feel that, and to just kind of just end this episode off, this is how I personally feel about CM Punk. He comes off as a toxic employee. And with WWE, I didn't really see it because I was a kid and I was more so paying attention to the entertainment factor of WWE. But as like me, an adult now, and then seeing CM Punk with AEW, and then hearing how that whole situation went about, where you're getting into it with somebody backstage because of a comment that they make, and it's like, fam, you are CM Punk. That is Jack Perry. Why are you letting, and I'm not trying to be rude towards Jack Perry, but why are you letting somebody that will never have a CM Punk career, maybe, just maybe he might have a CM Punk career, but if we're going to be truthfully honest, if we're going to be blunt, he ain't going to be on that same conversation with CM Punk. And you let this man make a comment about you, got you so upset, riled up and all that, to where you had to go backstage and fight this man. That's like if me, right? I'm going about content creating in the most successful possible way that I can go about content creating, and I let somebody make a comment about me, which is something that I've dealt with before, but somebody makes a comment about me. Do you honestly think I'm gonna show my emotions to the only emotion that person is going to get out of me is a laughing emotion? I am going to laugh about it because my thing is this. I know who I am, all right? I know what type of person that is. They want to sit around and make comments about people. I know by far I am doing so much better than them. I cannot let no comments get to me. I just can't. And CM Punk allowed the comment to get to him. And it's like, I almost didn't want to believe it because it just didn't seem real. It just didn't seem real to, like, well, now it's like, I don't know what's real and what's not real in wrestling, but it's like, yeah, CM Punk getting fired. I'm like, that's a real thing. Tony Khan coming out and saying that this man is no longer with AEW. Now, my question is, why would WWE want to rehire this man? Just so he could get into some backstage politics with some of their biggest stars, and now the biggest stars, it's like, it's either me or him. And then let's just say he gets into it with LA Knight, right? Let's say he says the wrong things, push the wrong buttons, do the wrong things to LA Knight. LA Knight being the biggest wrestler that WWE has right now, do you honestly think that if it came down between them two wrestlers getting fired, who do you think? And I think that's why Tony Khan had fired CM Punk in the first place, is because Jack Perry, being this young talent where he could take some bumps, he could do some crazy things in AEW, and like now it's talking good on Jack Perry and stuff, but it's like, do you honestly think that Jack Perry, do you honestly think that if it came down, well, it was clearly shown. Tony Khan was like, nah, you gotta go, because you're up there in age. I think Jack Perry is either the same age as me, or, hold on for a second. Yeah, no, he's a year younger than me. Dang, he's a year younger than me and things. But anyways, regardless, but it's like, you got this young talent that has his whole career ahead of him that can make you some memorable moments within your company. CM Punk's most memorable moment in AEW is when he came to AEW and he did that, his CM Punk speech and things. That was it. That's all CM Punk had did. Jack Perry, on the other hand, it's like, and I feel that, like, when you are taking a big gamble like that, and then it's like you're looking at how much money you're losing because I'm pretty sure, CM Punk probably had, like, a fatter contract than Jack Perry and stuff. So, and that's another thing where it's like, man, CM Punk, all the money that you could be making, and you're going to allow somebody that's beneath you, making less than you, you're going to allow him to. My thing is this, and I know people probably will ask me that question, what would I do in a situation where you got somebody that's beneath you, pretty much, making comments about you, I'm going to tell you this much, all right? Now, in both situations at my old job and with content creating. Let's talk about my old job real quick. So it was somebody that was on the same level as me, but we did have just overall a disagreement about, the work environment between us both, all right? I will say that. I said some things that I regret saying, it was just like the attitude towards one another and things. I'll admit, all right? I did overall, I pretty much was the Jack Perry in that situation. I said and did some things that I do. I don't know if Jack Perry regrets, but I do regret it, because it's one of those things where I'm all like, I'm better than that. I think me now, I would just let the situation go and just be all like, hey, if that's how that person feels towards me, I'm sorry that like, but this like me now, I'm like, yeah, I'm like this is what you get, so yeah, but yeah, it's one of those things. I was getting ready to say something, I'm just gonna go ahead and call it with this episode, because I sure forgot what I was gonna say. I guess like, yeah, to just end it off with saying that, CM Punk, I think it's about time to, you gotta hang it up. It's like you gotta hang up the gloves, throw in the towel with this career, maybe get into, well, I think he did get into acting and stuff. So yeah, hold on for a second. Let me see other media. Yeah, he was he on a TV show? Wasn't it like, there was like a TV show, it was like a wrestling show, I think. Yeah, is it Heels? Yeah, it's this show called Heels. The show was canceled after 2 seasons. Dang. That's crazy. I thought this was gonna be like a big, cause I was like, bro, I was actually gonna check this show out and see what it was all about and things. That's crazy. That is crazy. I thought like this was gonna be a big show. Why would they cancel? That's crazy. Was it not what drama? What, like, on Stars? Bro, come on now. Nah, well, maybe it has something to do with that writing thing. There's like announced the 2nd season premiere in July 28th. It had to either not been getting views, or it was like a that writers strike thing, and then yeah, that's why it so they was all like generally favorable reviews. It got like good ratings and all that stuff. That's crazy. Nah, man, it had to be because of that writing stuff. I was like, that's wild. Cause I was like, I wanted to check that show out, because I was like, there ain't too many shows like that where it's like, it's a wrestling themed show. And I was like, yeah, I wanted to check it out. But no, that's honestly though, I think that's like the best bet that I got for CM Punk, is that, it's probably best you just stick with some acting stuff, or if you want, create your own wrestling organization, because I feel like you can't go wrong with that. You can't get fired from your own wrestling organization. So that's honestly my best advice to CM Punk. Gather up some wrestling friends, start up your own wrestling organization, because I guarantee and I promise you, let's just see if CM Punk, if he all right, personal life, because I know sometimes they on Wikipedia they'll say, oh, he's like good friends with these wrestlers. They don't even say that he's like good friends with anybody. Dang, most wrestlers I ain't seen where it's like, okay, maybe have it where it's him and his wife, him and AJ Lee, they both start up a wrestling organization. I'm saying can't go wrong with that. So, and I'm like, yeah, it's like I don't know what it would overall be called, like AJCM or something, AJCM Wrestling. That honestly, that can work. AJCM Wrestling, that can honestly, because what is CM? I don't know what AJ and CM stands for, but I'm just saying, like, AJCM Pro Wrestling, bruh. And then yeah, have it where it's all like, it's like you and AJ Lee doing some sort of pose or something, and it could be like, where she controls the women's division, he controls the men's division, or maybe they can switch it around, do something different. CM Punk controls the women's division, and then AJ Lee controls the men's division. Just something, but I'm saying that's probably the best thing that CM Punk got going for himself, rather than going back to WWE. So, but anyways, and that being said, I will talk to y'all later. Thank you guys for watching and or listening. Stay tuned for the next episode. Make sure you follow me across all social media platforms at TMossBoss. Make sure you follow or subscribe if you're viewing this on podcast streaming service, and make sure you like and subscribe if you're viewing this on YouTube. Thank you guys for watching and or listening, and peace.